Welcome to the URI administration. I am Mona B. Jao Gekoyo, the Chief Steward and the Guardian Chief of the Guardian Forces. Today we are looking at the transmutation of the African governments, which is underway. The structures built by foreign powers to extract, divide and control are being transformed into the URI stewardship and guardianship administration. The old systems of politics, elections, and corrupt bureaucracy are being replaced by stewardship, certification, and covenant governance. The militaries will become guardian forces, the police will become community guardian service, the central banks will become reserve banks. The institutions of the old order are being cleansed, reconsecrated, and repurposed for the new civilization. This transmutation is a fulfillment of ancient prophecies and the covenant of 1948 at Mount Kirinyaga Altar. Mwenenyaga is restoring creation purity. That restoration requires the complete transformation of every structure that has oppressed, exploited, and poisoned the people. The old order is passing away. The new order is rising. Africa will be one sovereign nation, the United Regions of Africa, URI. I've told you that URI will happen this century. In the countries of Africa, the 55 countries will be one. They will be having 5 regions, and I've told you clearly about the topography of how Africa will be divided. The countries at the north, we have 5 regions: northern, western, central, eastern, and southern. So I've told you that every region is having a capital and a flag of pure color. For the northern, it is having the red flag. For the western, a yellow flag. For the central, a green flag. For the eastern, a blue flag. And for the southern, a white flag. And I've told you now the capital is at the eastern region, because I've told you that what is bringing the power and the civilization is the Mount Kirinyaga Altar. That mountain is not ordinary, it is metaphysical, it is a source of all power, the abode of Mwenenyaga, the abode of God. So I've told you clearly that now people will benefit a lot, everyone will benefit, because this century it was prophesied. So remember now, there are 55 governments we have, there will be one. I've told you about the transmutation. I've told you that some governments now, they will oppose this because of corruption. We also have military regimes, but then eventually, all 55 countries will be one, because the blueprint is already there. And remember now, this is not for self-interest. It is not out of human ambition, no. For me, I am commissioned. And commissioning now, I never thought, I did not know my life would be like this. Because, let me tell you, Mwenenyaga spoke in my mind, let me tell you. And I've grown with this. So it is Mwenenyaga who have trained me. I've trained by the cosmos. So this I'm telling you are pure. And I've told you very well that if you want to benefit, remember now about the transmutation. Because I've told you now, right now, about the government of Kenya. Kenya is for me the new crest. And I've told you now, the Constitution is a charter of spiritual sovereignty. The Constitution is now telling you about God, including God in the articles, not just at the cover or just the stating, the way you see the Constitution. And I've told you now, it will not be from the foreign of people. No, it will not be that. Even that pressure will not be there. There will be vacation of foreign embassy and militaries and NGOs. And for them to be readmitted, there will be assessment, because I've told you now, if you want to grow, remember, this time is for Africa, the way it was prophesied. So that this will happen. I've told you now, even Mwenenyaga want them to vacate, and I've told you some even will vacate in body bags, because there are people now who just want even to fight a losing battle, because there are people who don't respect the divinity, they are misaligned, because when we come to God, it is about alignment and misalignment. So ask yourself, are you aligned? So I've told you now, there will be 3 branches of the guardian forces of the military, because we have stewardship and guardianship. We have the land branch, we have the air and space, and we have the naval. I've told you about the police to be the community guardian service, about the central banks to be about the reserve bank. We have the reserve banking, and the currency in the URI, it is the African currency, and it is not fiat. It is now, there was also the Mineral Act. Minerals will not be shipped like that. There will be local processing of minerals. There will be transfer of technology, intellectual property, and the manufacturing know-how. Because you need to know how the manufacturing is done, the transfer of robotics, it will be a lot. And I've told you now, it doesn't mean that Africa is poor, no. The same people who claim Africa is poor, they are the ones who benefit from minerals, who have benefited from exploiting the Africa, and who want Africa to remain divided into the countries present. And remember, that's the project of the Berlin Conference. It is not from Africans themselves. So I'm telling you right now, as an Africa, embrace the URI, the United Regions, because it is there to benefit you, let me tell you. And I've told you very well, as a country, if you want to join the URI, there is other procedure. You start raising the regional flag together with your national flag. And I've told you clearly, the countries at the north, the Egypt, the Libya, the Tunisia, and the rest of the countries, they are the northern region. So you raise your country with a red flag. For the West African countries, raise your flag with a yellow flag. And for the central, where Congo is, the Central African countries, raise your flag with a green flag. And for the Eastern African countries, Kenya, Uganda, and the rest, you raise your flag with a blue flag, because the blue is there for the Eastern region. For the Southern African countries, let me tell you, you raise your flag with a white flag. And I've told you now, this is what will benefit you. And later, Africa, the flag of the URI, the overall flag, is having 3 colors. The top one is black, the middle one is red, and the down one is green. The black one is for the source, for the creator. Let me tell you, that flag is psychic. It is not just like that. Not just used. It is not human right. It belongs to the altar, Kegogona. So remember that this is how the Africa will be. And if you want to benefit, the blueprint is there. It is not out of human. It is out of the divine. Because naturally, even the spirits will witness what was already prophesied about the unification of Africa. All countries, truly, the single planetary globe, and the other dimensions, other lives. So when I'm telling you of Mwenenyaga, it is a lot of wisdom which can benefit you. Remember that. So remember that there is that land. And for the middle color, the red one, is for the angelic forces, because we have the archangels. The ladder of the divine is the human beings, spirits, the 7 archangels, and then God, one God. And remember, God is having a body of light. The throne is at Mount Kirinyaga. The archangels are having bodies of lights. There are 7 of them, 7 archangels, and they don't have gender, not male or female. The other things are the ones having gender. So if you want to know deeply, I've taught you, explained to you, there are rituals you are supposed to do to modulate your home with psychic energy, with positive radiation, and they are to have archangels in your life so that they can give you protection and service. And once you do this, you benefit a lot. So this is our time as Africans. So do it as I've told you. Remember that this will happen, and regardless of the friction, eventually this will be attained, because it is the divine will. And I've told you the divine is from Mount Kirinyaga. And this century, there will be fulfillment of Isaiah 2:1-4 and Daniel 2:31-45. If you want to know more, you can acquire through the URI administration and Kegogona program, and we shall continue communicating. Thank you very much.